Should we live? So when we set up, guys, when we set up, we're back. Fuck. I'm a little sick, guys. Hold on, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? That's my charger. Oh, I got that. Alright, damn. Alright, let me know on YouTube real quick. Shit, chat. Oh, fuck. Guys, we're gonna react to popular MMOs. Downfall right now, bro. Oh. Bro, look, guys, this was 8 years ago. 7 years ago. Popular MMO, because this is actually like a wild story. What the fuck? Which one should we watch? We'll watch this one. Guys, this story is like fucking crazy. Let's react to it. Reacting to it. Why don't you hear from popular MMOs anymore? A little reaction, you know what I'm saying? Let's get straight into it.
3 times being arrested, 3 extremely messy breakups, and a dark post hinting at a range of serious problems. This video will talk about why popular MMOs completely vanished from the internet. To understand the conditions, Pat was able to gain over 17 million subscribers by collaborating each and every day with his wife Jen. However, when they announced that they were getting a divorce in May 2019, the channel's strong foundation began to crumble. Popular MMOs went from gaining around 200 million views per month to roughly 50 million views per month, during which Pat would introduce his new girlfriend Eleni, although this would end in total catastrophe. The two created a channel together called Pat and Friends, and in the beginning it seemed as though everything was going well. Pat and Eleni created Minecraft videos together just as Pat and Jen had. However, it was obvious that the audience wasn't all that thrilled about Pat having a new girlfriend. The videos received comment after comment along the lines of, "I'm glad you're happy, but in my opinion it'll never be the same as Jen," with certain Pat and Eleni uploads racking up a noticeable dislike ratio purely because he wasn't playing with Jen. This came to a head when popular MMOs uploaded a video.
Bro, yeah, this is she's like the other half of it. This channel is literally made for you and your wife, and then fucking, I'm gonna say this, like it's just dumb, bro. You don't like make it with your fucking wife or somebody, and then you immediately try to like replace her, bro. That's crazy. I don't know how Jen isn't pissed off and like weirded out from this, but I don't know.
Video playing with both Eleni and Jen at the same time, with the comments causing such an uproar that Pat had to upload a video trying to calm the audience.
There's a lot of hate towards Eleni, and there should be absolutely nothing. But she doesn't deserve it at all, and I would really hope that you guys would respect her as a person. She's such a nice person.
This worked in the short term, however, only 4 months later, things between Pat and Eleni began to go south rapidly. In September 2020, popular MMOs uploaded a 38-minute video titled "Eleni is a Liar," in which he'd begin by addressing some of the things Eleni had said about him on social media.
He's an old, awkward, divorced man. Why you spent a year with me if I'm an old, awkward, divorced man? I don't say things like that about other people.
Before Eleni went on to state that she and Pat had never even dated.
Stop telling people we broke up. We didn't even date. And then I posted a picture of us. Never dated, LO. Nope, that's not even me. I don't like.
Eleni had gone on to threaten Pat after the end of their relationship.
Guess I'll be making a video to expose him if he doesn't give me a good explanation why he's creating drama for no reason. If he is gonna spew lies and talk about me, I'll tell the truth about everything he's ever done, and she can go ahead. I haven't done anything that I would ever be ashamed of.
Which prompted yet another video by popular MMOs titled "Eleni tried to control and manipulate me," in which it explained that Eleni was trying to expose him for talking to other girls during their relationship.
You are a cheater though, just saying, and you proved it. No hate, it just shows your true character and how you treat your girlfriends.
Yet he'd then get video recordings from said girls who explained that Pat had stopped talking to them as soon as he'd started dating Eleni. In case this wasn't already wild enough, Pat would then upload a new video titled "Is Eleni a Gold Digger?" in which Eleni had accused
He's milking the fuck out of the situation, bro.
Pat of not paying her.
I wanted in writing that we split 50% of the channel, and this was on Pat and Friends or Pat and Eleni. Since you always pick a fight on payday and then don't pay me, that has never happened before. That's not legal. What is this? It's wrong that I have to ask you to get paid in the first place. She doesn't. And anytime I ask, you act like I'm a horrible person for reminding you, and then you refuse. That has never happened.
Pat's responses to Eleni ended up totaling over 2 hours worth of content.
You act like I'm a horrible person for reminding you, and then you refuse. That has never happened.
Pat's responses to Eleni ended up totaling over 2 hours worth of content, and if there was one lesson that he probably should have learnt from this whole ordeal, was that it was unwise to introduce a brand new girlfriend with no history on the internet to his extremely large YouTube channel, as there was a high chance that things would end up falling apart publicly, which is exactly what happened. Despite this, Pat would introduce his next girlfriend Liz approximately 8 months later. However, this relationship would become an even bigger disaster in comparison to the previous one. Only 8 days after Liz's first appearance, Heavy.com published an article showing that both Pat and Liz had been arrested by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department after getting into a fight. The police report read, Patrick stated that he and his girlfriend, Elizabeth Heranek, had been in an intimate relationship for approximately 3 months and have resided together in the home for a few weeks. Patrick stated that the two have been drinking and got into an argument. Patrick stated Elizabeth got into a vehicle and left and was unsure where she went. Patrick stated Elizabeth is bipolar and acts this way often, however he never calls the police. The only information given about Liz was that she somehow ended up in the hospital with a concussion and abrasions. Therefore, the police report stated, based on the opposing stories and no independent witnesses, both subjects were placed under arrest for domestic battery. Both individuals refused to complete any of the domestic violence paperwork or provide a written statement or have their injuries photographed. Things became worse for Pat when, on the same day as his arrest, his ex-wife Jen would like a post implying that Pat was abusive, yet she'd clarify this in a following tweet reading, I do not use Twitter regularly, and when I was messaged about all this drama, I went on to see what was being said. By accident, I liked a tweet that is now being seen in a poor manner. Pat never in the 10 years we were together laid a hand on me. I just want to say this because I feel Pat is being unfairly portrayed. I apologize for adding more smoke to the fire, and I did not want to get involved, but do not believe everything you hear from people who know nothing of the situation. There are two sides to every story. All I can say is from my experience, he is not the violent and abusive person that he's getting made out to be. While Jen was busy sticking up for Pat, Eleni would come back into the picture by leaking Pat's address before sharing text messages where Pat had called Jen lazy, with a description by Eleni reading, funny, he accuses Jen of using him. He name calls saying she is lazy, and not to mention how he hates spending time with Jen. They are not so close and best friends as Pat says, allegedly, after which Pat responded to the whole situation by stating, don't believe everything you hear. I will need to address the false accusations soon. And Eleni, thanks for leaking my address and harassing me and Liz when she told you to stop posting about her and you refused. Oops, here's yours. Before changing the tweet to instead conclude with, you are a terrible person. Okay, the last tweet was too much, possibly realizing that fighting fire with fire was going to end badly. Later that day, Pat returned to Twitter by stating, still haven't posted anything because it's so complicated. There are people I don't want to hurt with my response. I've never hurt anyone, but I'd almost rather take the hate myself. They never tell you how hard it is to have a job in the public eye, which was followed by more screenshots from Eleni showing that Pat was privately trying to stop the drama, having stated, we can meet up and work it out if you want, I don't care. I don't even hate you, I just don't want all this drama online. I'll give you 24 hours to take down the personal conversations. After that, I will have a lawyer handle the situation. Neither Liz nor I want the conversations online. Please do the right things. I don't have any videos up of you anymore. I'm giving you time out of respect before making it a legal issue. I don't care about me, but you're hurting people I care about by posting those online. Eleni responded not by taking down the screenshots, but rather by changing her YouTube profile picture to Pat's mugshot, prompting one final response by Pat stating, I see Eleni changed her profile picture on YouTube to a mugshot. Guess she's getting ready early for all the slander and defamation of character after which this round of drama finally died. The issues between Pat and Liz seemed to work themselves out pretty quickly, as only 5 days after the arrest they were back to posting videos together as if nothing had ever happened. They'd post another video 2 months later in which they'd get fake married in Vegas, and for the most part it seemed as though their relationship had gone back to normal. However, in October 2021, Pat posted an unassuming video titled "Buying Our New Book Into the Overworld" before completely disappearing from the internet. His Twitter was hacked and deleted, as was his TikTok, with his only social media presence being on Instagram, where he'd confirmed that he was still with Liz by posting a Christmas photo. That would be until the 3rd of May 2022, when the two got arrested again, this time for a much more serious reason. Police documents explain that after getting into a drunk argument, Pat went outside and fell asleep, after which Liz locked the doors to the house fearing for her own safety. When Pat woke back up, he was, quote, holding a knife to his arm and yelling. Liz then stated the suspect then began to chase her with the knife, screaming obscenities. The victim advised she began running around the outside of the residence and down the street of the neighborhood screaming for help while being in fear for her life. The victim stated the suspect eventually caught up to her and stepped on the back of her heel. The victim advised that she then ran further down the road and found a security guard in the community and waited for police. Pat then stated that at no point in time did he touch Liz. Pat advised at the residence that Liz began striking, hitting, and throwing things at his face. Pat stated he was locked out of the residence by Liz, so for no reason he decided to slash the tires to their vehicles. I observed slashed tires on both vehicles consistent with the suspect's story, with the police report also including a witness who stated that they saw Pat chasing Liz down the street. Pat seemed to have learned his lesson from the previous arrest, as he wouldn't address the incident on any social media channel for well over a year, but in the meantime he was arrested once again, this time for streaking at a football game. Popular MMOs had already performed a similar stunt in a video titled $2,000 if you jump on the baseball field, so when Pat was named in an article about his friend streaking a Jaguars game, it wasn't all that big of a surprise. Pat had been filming the stunt from the sidelines, possibly for his YouTube channel, and as a result he was also arrested, appearing in court only 2 days later.
Alright, Mr. Gionel, good luck. That was a stupid thing you guys did yesterday.
Sorry.
Pat would address the incident in a community post reading, "I just wanted to say that there's been a lot of rumors going around. I can't say too much, but I was wrongly arrested at a football game, and the clip people are seeing online is right after they dropped my charges for wrongly arresting me. We all spent a day in jail and then were released. I just can't talk about it because one friend has an ongoing case, and I need to wait for that to be resolved." Pat continued with another post reading, "I want everyone to know I am fine. I'm happily living with my girlfriend Liz. Things have been a bit crazy as seen over social media, but that is also part of things being blown out of proportion because of having a job over social media. I'd be lying if I said things have been perfect, but we're happy and I do have good friends in spite of what has been said over the news. I have to wait on talking about everything because of the corrupt legal system where I live, but I am fine. I live with Liz and Cloud and we are all okay. Life can be a bit crazy sometimes, and because of that I need to wait to talk about everything. I just want to assure everyone that we are happy, and small things can easily get blown out of proportion with social media, with this post implying that the two had gotten back together once again, given Liz had posted a TikTok talking about their breakup only 2 months prior. Pat then made another post stating, "I'm really considering coming back. I don't need money or anything, I really genuinely miss it all a lot. I started because I loved it and it would make me happy. It would probably be with my friends. It wouldn't be with Jen, she has her own life. Money-wise I was smart compared to most YouTubers. I invested my money, I don't need anything from anyone. Not even close, I just want to entertain people and have a good time, which will make a lot of people happy." Yet the most depressing post wouldn't come until May 2023, when Pat would finally address everything. "Elizabeth, you've been posting about me hurting you when I never hurt you. I went to jail twice and there's been countless
Hold on. chat, I'm back. Let's go. Do something really quick. But we're back. We're back.
Countless videos about me. And don't be hard on her, she has BPD, PTSD, and depression. My first arrest, she said I hurt her. We had a night out at the bar.
You definitely hurt her, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
As we're drinking, she got upset while we were making love and started breaking things, and I tried to hold her down to stop her. I had bites and scratches all over my body. I was arrested because she was super drunk and trying to drive, and I was also doing the wrong thing drinking. I popped the tires in both our cars, and they gave me a felony charge saying I assaulted her with a deadly weapon. She was also arrested, and she's been arrested with everyone she's ever been with and been in and out of the mental hospital. I can't lie, I've done and said not very good things, but after a year of a woman you love cheating on you, beating me while we're on vacation.
That's crazy, bro. Alright. Old YouTubers now. Where are old YouTubers now? Holy shit.
Before we had Mr. Beast, fake Minecraft challenges, and actual brain rot, most of us have probably spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours watching our favorite gaming content creators back in the day, with some of them who actually turned into some of the most successful creators on the platform, and then others who things didn't turn out so well for them. So I decided to go back and find out what happened to some of these OG gaming creators. Starting off strong, we have Minecraft YouTubers, and a lot of them did not age too well. Popular MMOs was a channel that consisted of Pat and Jen, a wife and husband duo who made some pretty fire Minecraft mod reviews at the time. They were actually one of the top YouTubers with 17 million subs and almost 15 billion channel views. I mean, everything from their skins, the map they played in, and even their intro was so iconic. I see it all the time today, and people just loved their videos at the time because they were actual flames. But in reality, things were not going too good behind the scenes. At some point, they released a video on their channel announcing that they had gotten a divorce.
We decided to break up.
It's kind of funny how
Fuck. Yo, no fucking way. Fucking epic intro.
We decided to
You guys were gonna break up, guys.
break up.
it's kind of funny how smoothly and unserious they were about it, considering the situation.
What's up, dudes? It's Pat, and welcome back to another video.
Hey guys!
But unfortunately, things took a turn for the worse. Pat eventually met his next girlfriend, Eleni, and it was kind of weird because sometimes both him, his new girlfriend, and his divorced wife, Jen, would all make videos together, and it seemed like they were actually having a pretty good time. But not long after, Pat and his new girlfriend got into some public beef about financial issues and other things.
Just saying slavery has been illegal for many years. She literally called me like a slave owner at this point.
After some back and forth, he finally got with his next girlfriend, and somehow things got way worse. I don't even know how that's possible. One time they got arrested, and the records mentioned that a naked woman was banging outside the door. Another time he got arrested after she said he was allegedly hitting her arm while drunk in a car. He apparently slept outside while she locked the doors because she felt unsafe, and when she finally came out the house, he went and chased her around the street with a knife that he used to slash the tires off the car. The next time he got arrested was in late 2022, where him and his friends attempted to run shirtless across a football field during a game while they were oiled up so that way they could not get tackled easily. That low-key was kind of genius. He himself wasn't successful in this, but his friend was, so they ended up all getting arrested. During this time, he was also going through several accusations of being an abuser by his girlfriends. Things only got worse from here when his wife Jen had liked a tweet claiming that Pat was an abuser. She actually backtracked on this and said that it was an accident, and she actually went out of her way to defend Pat, saying that she had never faced any kind of physical abuse from him. Fast forward to now, his ex-wife Jen from the channel actually has a kid with another guy, and apparently the both of them are still on pretty good terms, and despite the controversies, it seems like they're actually doing pretty good right now. Okay, maybe not. He just got arrested like 6 months ago for possession of some of the devil's lettuce, and from what I've seen, it's not looking too good for him
Had me on the za?
at the moment. Unfortunately for Sky Does Minecraft, it did not end up so well for him. Sky Does Minecraft, also known as Adam, was yet another hugely popular creator at the time who blew up from posting mod reviews as well. This dude was my childhood idol, but holy smokes, if only I knew that he would be making some not so good decisions later in life. I literally had action figures of him as a kid. People didn't only just watch him, but they watched his entire crew called Team Crafted, which ended up falling apart. On top of that, behind the scenes, he had gone through not just one, but but 2 divorces with different people, and the second girl named Elisa, he actually had a kid with her. Bad move. The Minecraft video slowed down, but at some point he rebranded himself as the new rapper alias Net Nobody.
How the fuck you changing, bro? If everything
What the fuck? That's Net Nobody? What the fuck is trash?
you still make crap, acting like you run and rap when you slur on every track.
Now this dude came straight into the rap scene with some bangers directed to none other than KSI. And KSI responded back with diss tracks featuring his ex-wife slash baby mama who had taken custody of his own child. This event was so bad that it made Keemstar get emotional. Sky kept focusing on his music career, but unfortunately for him, it never really caught on. So he was definitely going through it.
I'm Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick right now.
Afterwards, he eventually got with his new girlfriend and had his second kid with her, but things wouldn't last too long because at some point, she would claim that Sky Does Minecraft was abusing her, their dogs, pushed her to have a child that she didn't want, and it also came out that apparently this dude was a master scammer. It's actually kind of sad that I can barely think of any Minecraft YouTubers who weren't horrible people or criminals in some way. Dan TDM is actually one of those not so horrible people who I'm sure y'all are familiar with.
Hey, how's it going? I've actually got something for you. This is the bread that you asked me to get, and you can now go make me a sandwich.
He's not as relevant as he used to be, but going back and looking at his channel, he's still surprisingly been able to pull millions of views on each video and somehow has not gotten into any drama this entire time, until recently at least, because he just got into some gigantic beef with KSI, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul over their new Lunchly product. Outside of that though, his record is pretty clean. He hasn't touched any little kids yet or anything, so he's doing pretty good. He actually just started a new channel where he uploaded some like nostalgic video that was like a reboot of his old Minecraft mod review videos. There was also Stampy Longhead, who isn't as relevant as he used to be, but he also managed to avoid pretty much any drama. Preston Plays was also a pretty big Minecraft YouTuber back then, and now he's like one of the top YouTubers in the platform right now. But yeah, it does suck that a lot of these Minecraft YouTubers couldn't go out with happy endings. Since the very beginning of gaming content on YouTube, Let's Play videos have been the foundation for some of the biggest channels that we have ever seen on YouTube. PewDiePie, of course, was one of these YouTubers, and as y'all know, he was the most subscribed channel for the majority of YouTube's lifespan, up until a certain point at least. He began posting videos back in 2010, and within 3 years, he had already become the most subscribed YouTuber. Loki, I could probably do the same, so if y'all want to help support the cause, feel free to drop a sub. He was posting Let's Plays, vlogs, meme reviews. He even made his own games. For a while, it was going pretty chill, but at some point, it took a pretty bad turn. His first major controversy was in 2017, where he faced some backlash after including anti-Semitic jokes in his videos, which caused him to lose his partnership with both YouTube Red and Disney, which I can only imagine was not very good for him. It only got worse from there though, because within the same year, we had the bridge incident.
Bro, that was old, bro.
What a fucking...
Now because of those controversies, there's still some people who aren't rocking with him today, but even now he still has a pretty solid fan base. In 2018, however, things got crazy with the Subscribe to PewDiePie campaign. The Indian music record label channel known as T-Series was on a very quick rise, and people started realizing that PewDiePie's spot as the #1 most subscribed YouTube channel had became at risk. Millions of people and YouTubers from all around the world came together to support so that they wouldn't let a corporate company like T-Series take over an actual real creator. PewDiePie had released his T-Series diss track. People were spamming sub to PewDiePie everywhere. Even Mr. Beast made a video about promoting PewDiePie to the Super Bowl. He was going crazy in subs because of this, but unfortunately in March of 2019, there was a tragic event that happened where the person who caused it had recorded himself saying subscribe to PewDiePie before following through with what he was about to do. After this happened, PewDiePie released a statement on his channel officially bringing an end to the subscribe to PewDiePie meme, and within the same month, T-Series had officially taken over the #1 spot for the most subscribed YouTube channel. Since then, PewDiePie's still been uploading videos. On a sad note, his dog Maya that people loved in his videos passed away last year, but on the bright side, him and his wife actually just had a kid. Low-key though, that kid should take over the channel one day and then like reclaim the #1 spot on YouTube. There were also some other huge Let's Play channels at the time like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and Dashie, who are still pretty relevant to this day, which is a nice sight to see. Corey Kenshin was another one of them who has been mysteriously on and off of YouTube for a while now. There's a lot of people who speculate about where he is, with some people actually being obsessive about him and literally stalking him. So please, message to y'all, do not stalk any of your favorite YouTubers. Outside of Let's Plays, there were also a lot of creators who were at the top of the game at one point. Some of them were completely forgotten, some had their lives completely ruined, and some actually ended up being some of the most successful creators we have ever seen. Tobuscus, also known as Toby Turner, is the embodiment of OG gaming YouTube.
Do you like my sword, 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 my diamond sword, sword? You cannot afford, my diamond sword.
subscribers on one channel, a light 1.7 million subs on his second channel, and then another 6 million on his Let's Play channel. He was going crazy on the Let's Plays at the time, but he also had these hugely popular parody songs with these animations that were pretty cool. Now, the reach that this dude had on people was actually wild. He was collabing with every YouTuber known to man. Kids all over the place was rocking his merch, buying his action figures, and he was pretty much just a go at one point. It seemed like everything was going perfect, but at some point, it took a pretty dark turn. Toby's ex-girlfriend had exposed him back in 2016 and accused him of all kinds of things like SA, abuse, and some other pretty crazy actions. Even some other people pitched in and talked about his alleged toxic behavior, but to this day, nothing has been 100% confirmed, and no one knows for sure what actually happened. By then though, it was already far too late. The situation was being covered all over the place, and his channel quickly started to fall off even after trying to defend himself and denying the claims. Fast forward to today, he's actually very active on his channels, but he's not even getting a fraction of the views that he once was. His videos now seem like oddly stuck in the 2010s, and apparently he's gotten himself into a bit of politics now. On January 16th, 2013, 4 siblings came together and created a brand new YouTube channel known as Venturian Tale, which had a pretty devastating downfall. Within only 6 months of this channel being created, they were already averaging 2 million views per day or 60 million views a month, which is crazy at the time, and even by today's standards, that's still pretty crazy. At the start of the channel, they were just recording themselves playing these games, especially Gmod at some point, with very little to no editing at all. This and their personalities was enough to catch people's attention at the time, but when you're making the same videos a decade later, people are eventually going to lose interest, and this is exactly what happened to them. Somehow the main guy running the channel just couldn't realize why people were losing interest in his videos, so he decided to blame none other than the YouTube algorithm for his videos being kind of ass. I mean, he's having to compete with Mr. Beast and all these other crazy high production videos, so obviously it's not going to do as well. The siblings on the channel would start to wander off and do their own thing. One of them apparently started selling stuff on Amazon, and another started working on her own app. Things took a pretty dark turn though whenever the same sibling from this channel uploaded a video on her own channel titled The Truth About Venturian Tale. In this video, she talks about how she grew up in a very strict household where certain ideologies were being forced onto them. One of the other sisters on the channel first started to question them, and because of that, she had to cut ties from the rest of the family. The sister who made the video was thinking the same thing, and ultimately the same thing happened to her, where they basically got ghosted from the rest of the family. The brothers on the channel might not have anything to do with that, but either way, it's still pretty messed up, and it definitely did cause part of the downfall for the channel. So next up, we got FaZe Clan. FaZe began as a Call of Duty clan back in 2010 for people who could do trick shots inside of the game. Little did people know, this group would help make gaming as mainstream as it is today. Back then, if you were someone who played Call of Duty as a kid or a teenager, there was almost a 100% chance that you wanted to join FaZe Clan at some point. Eventually, trick shotting started to die out, so they started doing more videos that primarily focused on entertainment. Because of the new focus on content creation, we got FaZe members like FaZe Rug, Adapt, Apex, and a whole bunch of other members who were pulling in millions of views each. This was especially true once they formed the FaZe House, which became one of the most well-known content houses to ever exist on YouTube. They did all kinds of different stuff, and they even had their own esports team. Overall though, they were the biggest, most successful gaming clan to ever exist. It seemed like they were on the top of the world at one point, but things started to go downhill. After already moving away from Call of Duty content, which people weren't very happy with, a lot of the main FaZe members started to shift their focus from content creation to turning FaZe into like a full-on money-making business. At this point, they were getting literally tens of millions of dollars worth of investments by other companies. By the time Fortnite had become popular, there was a whole new set of FaZe content creators, while most of the older members who were once at the top kind of fell off. It did not help at all that some of the members started getting into some pretty bad crypto scams, and this caused quite a few members to get kicked and suspended from the team. By this point, most people realized that FaZe was selling out. The content wasn't as entertaining, and they would get these huge celebrities to quote-unquote join FaZe, even though they did not know a single thing about what was going on. Like, how the fuck did they get Snoop Dogg to join FaZe Clan? What on fucking earth does he know about pro gaming?
Watch out, it's fucking hornets! What the fuck is that, locusts? Fuck! They fucking got all over me! What the fuck is this? Oh, I need a papaya.
Things got even worse when former members of their own team would publicly speak out against what FaZe has become, saying that they've become too corporate, which was definitely facts. Even FaZe Tfue at the time had sued them for exploiting him, which is kind of crazy. They had gone from being valued at $1 billion to eventually selling it out for just $17 million. FaZe Clan was at the lowest point that had ever been at reputation-wise, and it was not looking good until earlier this year when everything took a complete turn. Out of nowhere, FaZe had released a tweet tweet with the caption Control-Alt-Delete, where they announced that they were kicking out basically half of the entire team and rebooting FaZe as a whole. There was only a handful of members left, and everything would change when they announced the 4 new members that would become the face of the new FaZe clan. This would be Blackboy Max, Jason, Silky, and Lacey, in addition to Stable Ronaldo and Urage, who was already a part of the team. Now, this was pretty controversial, and not everyone loved this because they were like, wait a minute, what are these random streamers doing on a pro gaming team? But they just weren't seeing the vision. Soon after, these streamers would rise to become some of the top streamers of today, so I think it's safe to say that the rebrand was pretty successful. As far as the OG members, FaZe Rain had struggled with addiction and mental health problems for a while now, but luckily it seems like he's doing better now. FaZe Blaziken actually started selling his own caffeinated chocolate snacks, and last I've heard it's apparently doing pretty good. FaZe Rug went from somehow being a Call of Duty trickshotter to one of the biggest channels on the entirety of YouTube. So as of now, it seems like FaZe is leaving off on a pretty solid note. Arguably one of the most famous and loved channels of all time in YouTube gaming history has got to be Vanoss Gaming. In fact, it's not just Vanoss himself, but his entire YouTube friend group. Sadly though, not everything went well between them. Vanoss started his channel back in September of 2011, and from the very first video, he was already making solid videos, which isn't really common. This caused his channel to skyrocket, and he would make a lot of these trolling or funny moments videos, which by the way was some of the most peak content that has ever touched YouTube.
I think the stove is broken.
Wait a minute. I see it sizzling.
Along the way, while he was growing his channel, he started picking up people and building the Vanoss crew. He continued to post videos about popular games at the time like Gmod and GTA 5, and things were going pretty well, you could say, with his channel reaching tens of millions of subscribers, not even including all the other people in the crew who he made videos with. However, things unfortunately started to fall apart. Some of the members would simply just stop being active on their channels, or even just stop playing with the crew at all, while one of them in particular had gotten himself into some pretty crazy drama. Minilad was one of the biggest members in the crew, and he unfortunately got hit with some not so good allegations. This included inappropriate actions that he had with some underage fans, where he often uses mental health issues to manipulate some of these girls into some pretty predatorial conversations. Now, unlike a lot of YouTubers who get exposed for accusations like this, he actually admitted to these, saying that he needs therapy. I hope that he goes to therapy. After the situation, he had no affiliation with the rest of the crew from that point on, but they would still crack a few jokes about him.
Purchase Minecraft, record some videos, get some subscribers, talk to little kids, have sex with them.
As far as Vanoss himself, he isn't pulling in views like he used to, but he's still getting a decent amount, so it's good to see that he hasn't completely fallen off the face of the earth. I can't lie though, it still is a little bit bittersweet.
You know, all of a sudden it's not just about having a good time with my friends, like I'm thinking about all these other things and how I'm gonna make this video be like the great return to Call of Duty in the big moment where people get to see something that reminds them of the past. And I just know that's not possible. The only reason I was kind of okay at Call of Duty back in the day was because I played it so often, and I also had a gaming headset when most people didn't. I don't have any natural skill. I fucking suck at pretty much most things in life, honestly.
For a while, he was actually working on music under another alias, but he hasn't dropped anything within the past few years. Overall though, he has been really consistent with making videos, and luckily he still makes them with a lot of the people from back in the day. There has been thousands of OG gaming YouTubers who I'm sure many of y'all have watched. I do think it's important to mention though that just because someone's channel
FaZe Clan is doing like good as fuck right now.
isn't getting as many views as they used to, that does not mean their channel is a failure. Once you're making the same videos for over a decade, you're going to have to constantly adapt to the new way of YouTube, and understandably, not everyone wants to do that. The fact that these YouTubers had reached a level of success that they already did is already a huge accomplishment, and many of them are probably going to be set for life even if they just quit making videos forever. But yeah, let me know what y'all's favorite OG gaming YouTuber is down in the comments. If y'all want some more videos like this.
When some YouTubers, they done disappeared, like C-Day and motherfucking Illuminati kind of. He fell off like a little bit. He back now, but I don't know. Motherfucking shit. Yeah, all these fucking popular MMOs got a lot of bullshit. FaZe Clan is doing really good now. Jen has a baby. Wow. Yeah, Jen from Pan Jen has a baby now. What the fuck? So that's why that happened. And Pat is going through a midlife crisis. He's fucking tweaking out. I don't know what the fuck he's doing now, but I don't know. His life is pretty ass though. See you guys in the next video, next live. Yeah, see you guys.